Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery.
Okay, so we're recording. Okay, so yeah, the topic. So basically, I had a situation where I was um, writing out Christmas cards and shit, and there was a person on my list, and I'm making the card, and my other half goes, "You're still gonna write him a card, huh, on Christmas, right? Isn't he like just a piece of shit in your life?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he is, but that's not." Um, where I'm at in life anymore. I've like let go and I've forgiven these people. So my side of the street kind of is clean, and I'm good with it. Like if this person in my life wants to be who they want to be, and I'm good with it. Like I used to have ill feelings for this person, and it used to drive me to drink and use, like it was that bad. Um, but I've come to terms with this person in my life now where I I've let that shit go. I don't let, relationships with my parents or my brother or anybody, that might be bad, like affect me anymore. Uh,
Hmm.
I think that's the main topic is, I think a lot of us have that shit in our lives and those people in our lives that drive us to do a lot of the things that we did when we were actively using. And for me, it's important to get rid of that shit. If you don't have those, like if they talk about in AA, the resentments and all of that. If you don't have any of those, there's no reason for me to get upset and drink. So that's pretty much the end of the story. I mean, just letting go of that bullshit that doesn't serve you anymore. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, that would
You
be
know, I've had a story kind of similar to that. A good couple of years ago, um, there was this guy who had issues with somebody at our campsite, and they decided during the middle of the gathering to come and jump everybody at the campsite in the middle of the gathering. Most of what I do at the gathering, besides doing juggalos and recovery stuff, was to host Morton's List games throughout the gathering. And this guy that came and decided to jump the campsite was one of the people that was coming by every game, every tournament, and always had to play. Always was super hyped, super respectable. And he ended up fucking up everybody at the campsite, including me, somebody that he had a lot of respect for. And that kind of soured me on this person for a good long time. And I definitely kind of lost my cool at him, which was very unlike me. And for a long, long time, I ended up having a lot of deep rooted hate for this kid because he turned something that was so pleasant and was such a good thing for other people into something that like I had to keep my guard up about. And it took me a good couple of years before I finally sat down and really had to think about it because this kid kept coming back even after everything that had happened. No apologies, nothing about it. Wouldn't say shit about what had happened, what the motivation was. And at some point, I had to realize that, his negativity that he displayed to me wasn't my fault. It wasn't something that I had to continue to carry on. And I had to literally just let that go and continue to serve this kid and his whole crew, even though they had done me so wrong. And after a while, it became fine. I've got no more ill will towards the kid, but that took a long time for me to realize that, his hatred and his actions didn't serve a purpose. They were just there for that shock value for that moment. And that couldn't affect what it was that I had to do on a regular basis. And after that, everything was fine. No more issues with that.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a place to do that too is at the gathering too. That's weird. There's always that one or two people at the gathering that seem to fuck shit up. So that
I mean,
sucks.
I'm always about fucking shit up. It was so strange to me
Yeah.
that they would attack a host
Right.
and then continue to come back like it was not an issue. But that's all in the past. It was such an odd thing to have happened for one, and then it took me the longest to just be okay with the fact that it happened, and I didn't
Right.
have to be on guard because it happened.
Right. Yeah.
But
And letting
if I'm able to forgive that, there's not much that can't be forgiven.
right. And that's like the key, man. If you were to, it would ruin your time at the gathering. It would ruin, a lot of different things if you let that like sit with you. What's up, D?
What up?
So we're talking about like letting go and kind of like the resentment. So like I did a story where, I have this person in my life that kind of always did me wrong my entire life, and we don't really have like a working relationship, but I was making out like Christmas cards and shit, and I was gonna send him one, and somebody mentioned to me, wow, isn't that hurtful or something? I forget what the word they used to like contact this person. And I realized I'm at a point in like my life where that doesn't really bother me anymore. Like I've let it go. My side of the street is clear, you know. And if I didn't let that go and I still had like resentments and hurt over it, I'd probably like use and drink or, at least think about it. So that's kind of where we're at on the story. I don't know. Josie was here at the beginning. Do you have anything that like that you might want to share? That's all right. Yep. Yeah, go for it. Whoever wants to.
Sure.
I mean, so I just got asked today, like, I've been having some ongoing shit with my little brother, Chris knows. And it's the holidays. He's my blood. And I get asked, like, do you care if your little brother comes up to the house for Christmas? And I'm like, I still got a resentment that you owe me a whole bunch of money and that you shit on me twice when I tried to help you out. But it is what it is. Like I'm the bigger person in the situation. Like what he does, even though it might have affected me a little bit financially, it doesn't affect me emotionally or mentally. So I was just like, you know what? I don't care. But as long as he's not getting fucked up in my house and nothing comes up missing, I'm not gonna have an issue. Like, so you just need to set that boundary because if something comes up missing, because he's going to be here at my house for a week and I'm off that week. I don't have no qualms not being the bigger person when it comes to if you take something I worked hard for from me or my kids or my family that I'm going to end up probably not doing the right thing because
Right.
it's blood and let's just say it could get a little violent. So,
Yep.
I mean, it ain't going to be nothing personal. It's just going to be like you crossed the boundary in my house after I told you not to cross the fucking boundary. So,
Yep.
I mean, but it's the holidays, so I'm gonna be the bigger person. I hope he comes here and he does the right thing and doesn't get fucked up in my house around my kids and enjoys the holidays with his family too. I ain't gonna hold my shit against him like you can't come spend time with your family,
Right. Yeah, I'll save my brother's story for another story time, but I have the same kind of issue, not with he's not like a thief or anything, but yeah, there's some other stuff going on there. But like, again, if I held on to that resentment that I had for him at one time, what good does that do anybody, right? So having your brother over and allowing him to hopefully do the right thing, man, that's keeping your side nice and clean, man. So no resentments, no nothing. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even worry that I'm like, the thing is he's taken stuff in the past, and I'm sure any of us when we're on whatever we're on, $20 is $20. And if you're hurting that bad, you ain't thinking about what cause and effect it has to somebody else. So it's not like he's just gonna still, but if he's not doing good, the
Right.
possibility of him doing something. And I'm a treasurer for a couple groups, and I have a whole bunch of money sitting around that's not my money. And if something comes up missing, it comes out of my pocket. And then I also have my own money that's sitting around, and it's just like, and all the stuff I buy for my kids and all this expensive gaming stuff and all this stuff, like, and he's basically been working to live on a ranch and have a mill. So he's not earning money. So I know you're coming here dead broke, and I ain't got nothing for you. So
Yeah.
don't get the wise idea to cross that boundary.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Just it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also one of those things like you leave temptations out, like stacks of money. I can't put it past them either. You already know what they're capable of.
It's all put up. When he gets there, I'm gonna let him know straight up, don't walk in my room, period. Like, do not go in my room. I catch you in my room, it's gonna be an issue. Just don't even go in there. So
That's the way to handle it.
my wife was like, should I go get a lock for the door? And I'm like, no, don't. Just I'm gonna let him know straight up, I don't want you in my room for nothing. Don't go in there.
Right.
Yeah. Set up the boundary right, and like it's up to him to cross it or not. Right. Yeah. Lock wouldn't be a bad idea though, but
I mean, I'm not gonna go that far because then that just puts it on his conscience that where I stand. But he already knows where I stand. I told him, like, I've helped you out twice. I've pulled strings twice to help you get sober. I've put my money, my job, my mental, everything on the line for you, and you've shit on me twice. So I have nothing for you no more. When you pay me back, you pay me back, and then we could be cool about it. But at the end of the day, I don't even care. It's just the principle, the money thing that I helped you and you agreed to pay me back. So I'm going to hold you to that. But really, all I want you to do is go find some inner peace and happiness, because all you do is keep running from everything. And no matter where you go, you're going to have these feelings of misery and pain and all this until you learn to fix whatever the fuck's inside you and make yourself happy,
Right.
Yeah. And holidays are always a tense time, especially when you're dealing with issues inside of people that you have to be close with for familial reasons. There's plenty of reasons I didn't go home to see my family for many, many years. I know that's probably going to be tough on you, D.
I mean, not really. I'm not even stressing it. Like, it's not even, I don't think it's gonna be too tough. Like, me and little bro never really seen eye to eye, but when we're both out there on our bullshit, like, we use together and shit. But like, besides that, like, we weren't like kicking it, we had like mutual friend groups or whatever, but my life's completely changed, and whatever he chooses to do, that's on him. And I've encouraged him to go one way and he doesn't do it, so that's totally on him too, like, I can't do anything, you know what I mean? And I mean, I've said it to other people though, the last thing you want to hear from is something from your family, your friends, your blood. Like, you ain't gonna listen to them anyways. That's the last person that you're gonna listen to that's trying to help you. So I just don't have any words for it anymore, it's just like, we'll just let it run its course and see what happens. And I ain't gonna help you out when you cry wolf again, and I'm not gonna do none of that. You're gonna have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps like I did and get your life together.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think it'll be fine as long as you've set your boundaries.
They're already set. As soon as the question came up, I was like, all right, this is what you're gonna tell them. Wife told him. I said, cool. When I see my pops later, I'm gonna talk to him one on one, and that is what it is already. So as soon as my little brother does it, I'm gonna reiterate it again. You know, like
Good
I don't
deal.
care what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing when you're not living here. But I know that you're an alcoholic, so you're not fucking drinking while you're here. You're not doing none of that shit here, getting fucked up. If you want to do that shit, you need to go somewhere else.
We just got a comment on the YouTube. We've got somebody that's coming up on 3 months clean. That's fucking
Nice.
dope.
Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I
Very
love
cool.
seeing them early recovery shits.
Hey man, that first 90 was crucial to my recovery. You know, in the first 90 days, I must have went to like 200 something meetings, found my network of people, found the groups that work for me, went through my steps, started sponsoring other people, and started taking meetings into detoxes and treatment centers. You know, those first 90 days were like that pink cloud that has still been there most of the time throughout my sobriety. And it's not always there. You know, I get in my downward spots and whatever, and I have to pull myself out of it. But that 90 days was like my first 90 days was like the cornerstone of my recovery. You know, it was the foundation that made everything happen to where I'm over 4 years of sobriety now.
Yeah, it's one of those things like having a community you can lean on, especially when you're feeling low or you're struggling, is so necessary. Especially like if you're trying to do it like solo, just having an online group is better than nothing. Because if you try to do it on your own, you only have yourself to rely on. And while you only have yourself 90% of the time, having somebody that knows more than you can be helpful.
So it's funny. I went to that concert Friday night, and I ended up standing next to this guy. He's like, "Yo, what's your name?" When we're chopping it up, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I think I seen you posting about that." That he was looking at my vest, the red war vest. He's like, "I think I seen you posting about that Juggalos recovery in one of the groups I'm in." I'm like, "Probably." He's like, "Dope, man. I got like 7 years off fentanyl. That shit was destroying my life." I'm like, "Hey, yeah, you should pop in and join the meeting." He's like, "Well, I drink a little bit of beer here and there and smoke." I'm like, "We don't give a fuck. Come on in, man." Like, just chopping it up with him for the show, and I was like, we don't care if you can do that normally and you're not doing fentanyl and you're not dying and you're not overdosing no more and you're not destroying your life. That don't matter to us. Like, dude, come join a meeting. You know?
Yeah,
So
exactly. We don't care what you do as long as you're not abusing your drug of choice that you struggled with.
And what's cool about that is that dude might come in and decide that, you know, he doesn't want to drink and stuff anymore either. You know what I mean? Give him that extra edge, right? I think that'd be cool, man. Yeah. And then what you're saying too. Oh, go ahead.
Just randomly bumping into somebody because I've shared the meetings into like some Florida Juggalo pages and just having somebody like, "Oh, what's up? No, I've seen your post before," and I'm like, yeah, what's up?" And then just chopping it up was kind of dope.
Yeah. And what you were saying at the beginning, real quick, about the meetings that you went to. So, like, for anybody who's just getting into this shit, man, I recommend like meeting after meeting until you find the one that works for you. Like, I went to 2 a day, and that wasn't counting my inpatient my outpatient program that I signed up for. So I was doing outpatient along with my meetings, and just that's all I did was that and work until I got my shit cleared out. That was like the key. Like you said, the first 90 days was key to me.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the meetings. Like, the meetings ain't gonna keep me sober, but I had to find, like, because I went to NA, CA, HA, whatever fucking A you had, and found the meeting and that's how I developed my network of friends. You know, the ones that I could vibe with, get along with, that I could see we're moving in the right direction, that were gonna push me forward. And the ones where I was hearing the solution to my problems, not talking about the drugs and alcohol and glorifying it and not giving me a solution. Because, like, right then in that moment, I was just desperate and wanted to stay sober and wanted to be happy. How the fuck do I achieve being happy when my life is completely destroyed at this moment. So I had to find the places where I was hearing the good shit and the solution to how to get to the good shit, and then find the people that had the good shit on the inside, and then make those my friends. And I kind of just like shoved myself into the friend group. Like I just kept showing up and kept talking. And then like a lot of them probably didn't think, they've even told me, I didn't even think you were going to make it like 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And I'm like, here I am 4 years later. I'm like, hey man, it's because of y'all letting me fucking hang out and go out to eat with you and fucking bullshit and inviting me over during the holidays and all that shit,
But that's the thing. That's what it takes. Just because you find one group that doesn't work for you doesn't mean that there isn't another group out there that's going to work for you differently. No group is better than another.
No.
They all have different shit to offer. It's just you got to find what vibes with you.
Exactly. And, luckily where I'm at in South Florida, they have such a big sobriety community and all types of different programs that it wasn't that hard for me to find my little tribe of people. And then I found y'all, and now I have a mixture of online and in-person shit that keeps me going throughout the weeks, and that's what's up.
Yeah. Oh man, this person that's in the YouTube chat is just like going off about us.
And even being a juggalo in the rooms, you still stick out like a sore thumb. Just saying. Like in any 12-step fellowship, I always feel like I'm the sore thumb. But I got last night, I was at my home group for Drug Addicts Anonymous, and somebody introduced me a couple of new people, and they're like, "This is our mascot." I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a mascot now.
D, you are a hell of a character. I feel like
that's what I told them. I guess I'm a character. I am kind of a character. I did say that.
I feel like
everybody knows. Everybody knows if you're everybody knows if you're at the motorcycle club, you're in the right place when you see the red vest and the mohawk and the guy with all the piercings and tattoos. That's that's what they tell. Just look for the guy with the mohawk and the red vest.
Yeah,
he'll be there.
Perfect. I love that.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm proud to see you have come so far.
Right now, I'm just thinking about Jack and Nate's hat.
Right. I don't think I've ever seen Nate without a hat on.
I have yet to see Mayday live, but Mayday definitely has that music for the soul, especially when I was deep in the cups in my depressing stages.
Yeah, they have. I'm telling you, like, I don't know, man. They're probably one of my top like 10 bands. They came here to Bellingham, which is like the middle of nowhere, and they played like the small club like 3 years in a row, and there was like maybe 20 people there. And like they just hung out afterwards and stuff, man. It was super dope. Like Mayday's the shit. Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, I was rocking this thing at the gathering, and people were like, yeah, that's what's up, Mayday, so one of my favorite, like I said, top 10 bands at least. So
yeah. Well, anybody else got any other stories to share?
I guess the guy on YouTube has stories to share.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sweet! I'm checking him out on YouTube. He's up in my neck of the woods. Hell yeah!
Okay.
Yeah. He's around the way.
Yeah, he's up in. Well, he's a little. I'm like north. He's like south of me, but he's up here, so that's dope. Yeah, I see you.
Awesome. You need to get over onto the live and actually interact with us.
If you don't have Google Meets, get it. Everybody's free to join.
They're always commenting on our videos, and I don't think I've ever seen them in any of the meetings.
I have a random question, even though I hate to ask it. What's the temperature in freaking Florida? I want to know, even though I don't want to know, but I'm going to get snow, so I need warm thoughts.
Well, actually, it feels good right now. It's a cool breeze, but it's supposed to be the coldest Christmas we had in like 30 years. It's supposed to actually get to the 40s and 50s, which, Christmas time here is usually still 65, 70. So, is that actually all the way down to Miami? They're having cool weather for Christmas. So it's pretty crazy for Florida for the first time in 30 years to actually have a cold Christmas. And they said there might be, frozen iguanas falling out of trees. So we won't get snowflakes, but we'll get falling iguanas out of trees.
You know, I would kind of prefer to scrape iguanas off my windshield than snow this morning. It's 20 degrees and snowing right now.
Well, if you go 30 minutes south of here, where I'm at in Port St. Lucie, iguanas are everywhere. And if you're near the intercoastal or the water, they're all in the trees and everywhere. Like you just a plethora of them, like at West Palm Beach. If you're on the intercoastal, you can just look and there'll be like 30 of them sitting over there. So
yeah, I remember how bad the lizards were. When I was living in Ocala, we had a literal lizard infestation that was like on the level of cockroaches. I'd never experienced anything like that before, and it bugged the shit out of me.
The lizards out here are insane, but the iguanas specifically, like once you hit West Palm Beach, from West Palm Beach to Miami, are thick as thieves. But lizards in general, there's all types of invasive species down here in South Florida.
You guys go on like lizard hunts and stuff, right? Well, not necessarily you, but like Floridians go out and hunt those.
Well,
right?
I growing up as a kid, my dad built me like a big old box and I hunted lizards for fun all the time. But you can actually get a license and get paid down here to hunt certain snakes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're so
paid by the
invasive.
foot. Yeah, they pay by the foot. So a lot of people go down to like towards the Everglades and catch pythons and shit. Yeah.
Who's going lizard hunting?
Yeah,
He's going lizard hunting.
No,
I have bearded
I
dragons. I have bearded dragons, so I have lizards as pets.
We have a bearded dragon. He's dope, man. He's getting big too. Those things get huge, I guess. I didn't realize that. when my son brought him home.
They live 15 to 20 years if you treat them good. I have 2 of them.
Nice.
Let's talk about an invasive lizard. There's one right there.
Yeah. D's gonna go show us his bearded dragons.
Yes, I'm going to the beardies.
Josie, where are you located?
They're upstairs.
What?
Where do you live? Like what area? Like
I was going to the store because I needed to get my friend a Monster and I wanted a freaking Pepsi because I was trying to wake my ass up some more.
Yeah. But what state are you in again?
So me?
Yeah.
New Hampshire, where it's cold and there's no snow.
Yeah. How cold is it there?
Hold on. It is 36 degrees right now.
So fuck you.
Why? It's too cold.
It is 20 degrees here.
Well, it was 21 degrees when I woke up this morning and went outside if it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
It feels like 29.
I am near Seattle.
I see your lizard.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's huge. He's got that orange. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, and then here's his girlfriend.
You keep them in the same cage, right?
No, 2 cages. They have to be separated.
Yeah, they'd be fighting, yeah.
Well, she doesn't want
I've
to
been
put out
trying to get
for him.
someone to hold one, and they're afraid of them.
Well, you guys, I'm in Seattle area, right? And we don't see snow like maybe once a year, and it's fucking snowing right now, and it's like 20 degrees. And dude, my life's gonna suck for the next few days because of this shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. Once it hits the ground, it sucks. It's like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. See if I can.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. It's gonna be ass. I gotta find my snow shovel.
Yeah. Like when I first moved here, I didn't realize you can't even see it. The fucking snow, and then trying to find a snow shovel was impossible. So once you have it, you got to keep that shit in your garage like the holy grail because they don't sell them. And
Yeah,
Try
well,
it
I
out,
mean, it is
lizard.
what it is. Oh, good. Now you're covered in lizards.
Yeah, they need to be let out for about an hour anyway, so I'm gonna let them out in my room.
You just let him roam
Hmm.
around your shit, because I try to tell my son that he needs to let him roam around the room more, but
Yeah, it's good for them to get out for like an hour a day. So they get out for about an hour each day and just let them run around and explore. I got leashes for when I take them outside. So
Dope. You know, you should probably just get like one of them big ass dragon things, the Komodo dragons. Then you could ride it places.
get them what?
A
get a
Komodo
Komodo dragon.
dragon.
Yeah, Komodo.
They grow to be like 6 to 7 foot long or something.
Then you can
Yeah,
ride it.
I need to build a pond outside for my turtles, and I need to get an outdoor cage for them. Yeah. So
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording, guys. I think that was pretty good meeting.
Oh
there.
yeah.